Imagine this, you're scrolling, maybe half distracted, but stop right here, because what you're about to hear might just touch a part of your heart you didn't know was waiting. If you stay until the end, I promise you'll walk away with a message that feels alive inside you. And hey, if this story makes you feel even a spark of something real, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. It helps us share more moments like this with the world. He saw the maid celebrating her birthday alone. That's how it began. The man's name was Armin, a businessman in his late 30s who rarely noticed the quiet corners of life because his days were filled with meetings, deadlines, and deals. He was used to walking past the people who worked in his house without a second thought. They were part of the background, like the furniture or the ticking of the clock. But on this evening, he paused. In the small servant quarters by the side of his mansion, he noticed Meher, the maid, sitting at a wooden table with a single candle stuck into a piece of bread. Not even a cake. She had folded her hands, eyes closed, whispering a prayer before blowing out the flame. Then she clapped softly to herself, as if she were both the one celebrating and the one giving applause. No gifts, no laughter, no phone calls, just silence. Armin stood there, frozen. Something about the scene unsettled him. He had walked past Meher countless times, seen her sweeping floors, carrying heavy buckets, wiping down tables after his friends left. She was always quiet, efficient, polite. But he had never wondered about her life. Now, here she was, celebrating her own birthday alone, pretending the silence was a party. Before he could stop himself, he stepped inside. His voice broke the stillness. "May I join you?" Meher looked up, startled. She blinked, unsure if she had heard him right. "Sir, this is nothing. Just bread. You don't need to." But Armin pulled out the chair across from her and sat down. He looked at the piece of bread with the melted wax still dripping, and then at her. "It looks like the most honest birthday party I've ever seen," he said softly. Her lips trembled into a shy smile, the kind of smile that had been waiting years to be seen. She nodded, embarrassed, but also touched. Armin clapped his hands once, playfully. "Happy birthday, Meher," he said with a warmth she had never expected from him. That night something shifted. They talked, not about work, not about chores, but about life. Meher told him she had a younger brother back in her village whom she hadn't seen in years because travel was expensive. She confessed that she often skipped meals so she could send a few more rupees back home. And she admitted, almost with shame, that she had never had a proper birthday celebration in her life. Armin listened. Really listened. For the first time, he realized how invisible the struggles of people around him were, how easy it was to overlook the humanity in someone standing right in front of you. He felt ashamed, not because of guilt alone, but because he realized how much he had been missing by closing himself off to moments like this. Over the following days, Armin couldn't shake off the image of her sitting alone. Something in him wouldn't let go. The next week, he went out of his way to ask her how she was, to thank her sincerely for her work. He even adjusted her salary quietly, adding a little more without making it look like charity. When she asked why, he simply said, "Because you deserve it." Months passed, and with each passing day, the distance between sir and maid became less of a wall and more of a bridge. Armin started noticing things. The quiet strength in her, the dignity with which she faced life's hardships, the gratitude in her eyes even when given the smallest kindness. And Meher, in return, began to trust him. She spoke more, laughed occasionally, even sang softly while working, something he had never heard before. The following year, when her birthday came around again, she didn't sit alone with a piece of bread. Instead, Armin had arranged a small surprise. Nothing extravagant, no glittering chandeliers or rich guests, but a simple cake, a few balloons, and the kitchen staff gathered around. When she walked in, she froze, her hand flying to her mouth. Tears filled her eyes as everyone sang, "Happy Birthday." And when she looked at Armin, who was standing in the back with a soft smile. She whispered, "I don't know how to thank you." He shook his head. "You don't need to. Just promise me you'll never celebrate alone again." The lesson here isn't just about kindness, it's about awareness. How many people do we pass by every day, treating them as part of the background, never pausing to see their silent struggles, their unseen dreams? Arman's life didn't just change Meher's, it changed his own. He learned that true wealth isn't in money or success, but in the moments where we touch another person's heart. So, if this story stirred something in you, let it be a reminder. Look around. Notice the unseen. Extend your hand, even if it feels small, because you never know how much it might mean to someone else. And if this story reached your heart, I'd ask one simple thing: like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to this channel so we can keep spreading stories that remind us of the goodness still alive in this world. Because sometimes, the smallest question, "May I join you?" can be the start of a miracle.